Hi Gemini, this is your monthly reading for July 2018. So this month is full of eclipses. We got 2 of them. We have another one in August. Lots going on in the sky astrologically. Mercury is going to start to retrograde, and then we also are already in a Mars retrograde. So shit's going to hit the fan, to put it bluntly, and let's see how that affects you guys, how that affects Gemini for the month of July. Gemini for the month of July. Ooh. Gemini for the month of July. So some secrets are going to come out, Geminis. So I'm hoping those are not things that you've created. We'll start at the beginning. Okay. So first thing coming into the month, we have a little bit of an imbalance. So we have the Two of Pentacles in reverse. It's important to have balance. I feel like you recognize this going into the month. Then we have the High Priestess in reverse coming up. So some secrets are definitely going to get revealed to you at the beginning of this month. You know, and it could be simply, you know, you becoming aware. Like, I feel like there's this awareness that something has to change. There is also this lack of acceptance of some loss that's happened for you fairly recently. You know, the Three of Swords comes up. It is in reverse. And you can see this image, you know, a lot of sadness, lots of grief. It's in reverse. Sometimes that means, you know, it's just you're having a difficult time accepting the loss or losses. And then we have the Four of Wands in reverse. So the Four of Wands, when, you know, when it's on the right side, is all about, you know, releasing yourself from burdensome situations and abundant rewards for your hard work. It's a time for celebration. This card is in reverse. It's very closely connected to this Three of Swords in reverse. So maybe you're finding it hard to move on, to celebrate, and to claim, you know, rewards for hard work that you have done. Maybe that's a situation. Maybe you're finding it really challenging to separate yourself from difficulties. This week, beginning of the month, I really do feel like you are internally thinking a lot, which makes sense. You know, Mars is retrograded, and sometimes that will bring attention to, you know, we will start to think about, what do we want to be doing with our energy? Where have we put our energy? Why did we put our energy there? These types of questions might come up, and they might surprise us what comes up. And there's definitely some illusions being broken here. And definitely things, you know, aren't being, like, there's not a clarity in fact. And so what I do see happening with this new moon in Cancer that's opposed by Pluto, that is a solar eclipse that happens on the 12th. I do feel like that brings more light and awareness to you. It might not occur around that July 12th mark. It might happen for you over the next 6 months. That's the sort of window of change that occurs during a solar eclipse, or all eclipses, around a 6-month period. What definitely comes to light is this conscious awareness that something needs to change. Some plans have to change. Things have to change. Fears will come up. You might become more aware of why you're afraid of what you're afraid of. But your intuition is definitely on point. I would honor whatever comes up, even if it is surprising to you. So let's move forward and see what happens after this solar eclipse. So we're going to move into The lunar eclipse, end of the month or middle of the month, leading up to the lunar eclipse for Gemini. Okay, so, you know, directly after the solar eclipse, so around the 15th, 13th, 14th even, you're going to feel like you just want to do something different. You want to set out on your own. You want to, you know, the Fool card comes up. You really want to listen to your heart. You want to do what gives you joy. And it kind of comes and it's a fleeting moment, followed by sort of regret, feelings of regret. And perhaps they come together as kind of like an awareness to deepen your awareness. So you might have this epiphany of like, oh my gosh, I want to do this. And then this regret comes up. Like, why haven't I thought of this before? Why didn't I do that before? I heard this guidance before, but I didn't follow it. You know, and that's fine, you know, and it just, sometimes we're just not ready to do the things we want to do until the time is right. And, you know, don't get caught in that, well, I could have been happier sooner or whatever. Don't get caught in that. The lunar eclipse, again, so that's leading up to the lunar eclipse on the 27th. It's in Aquarius. And it's opposing Mars, I believe. Or sorry, aligned with Mars retrograde. Okay, so these feelings are going to come up for you guys, Gemini, you know, that there's a better way. And, you know, you want to sort of eliminate sort of these struggles that you're having on Earth, maybe with money, maybe with material things in general, maybe with just your own generosity and lack thereof, and or lack thereof. So I just want to check if there's anything that I missed for July for Geminis. Overall, I feel like you just need to stay determined. The Lovers card comes up. You have a lot of major arcana cards coming up this month. Like, I think there was 8 of them. There's only 22 of them in a deck of 78, and I only pulled like maybe 10 cards. So that's a high probability of big changes for you guys. So the Lovers card comes up finally at the end. That's always an indication, you know, it's not always an indication of lovers as in relationships. It could also mean, you know, just following your heart, being able to follow your heart, knowing what your heart is. I believe the Lover's card, if I'm not mistaken, where did I just put that, is the card for Gemini. It is. It's the Gemini card. Okay, so it's about being able to see through that duality and know what is right for you. And that's easy if you break it down into, does this feel good? If it feels good, then it's right for you. Does this feel horrible? Is there anything good from this? No, then it's probably not for you. So let's look, I'm going to look to the Oracle decks. So I have the Mermaid deck and the Flower Therapy deck by Doreen Virtue, Flower Therapy also by Robert Reeves. So let's look at if there's anything I missed for Gemini for the month of July. Ooh, beautiful card. So this is a card about a new dream, or new dawn. When I read that the first time it said new dream. So I'm just going to read this off. The worst is now behind you and positive new experiences are on the horizon. Try to keep that in mind, especially around that full moon in Aquarius. Tensions are going to be running high. Remember, we got a Mercury retrograding. We got, so communication breakdowns all over the map, technological breakdowns. Mercury is your ruler. So, you know, when Mercury retrogrades like 3-4 times a year, it can be trying for most people. Time to go inward, reflect, review, reevaluate, recycle thoughts and things. It's not really a time to output. It's a time to go inward. So in terms of a new dawn, try to keep that in perspective. The Lover's card comes up. That's a good sign as well. You know, you're following your heart, you will end up there. You know, don't get caught in the what's not working mentality, because that's just always a downward spiral to hell. It never goes anywhere when you think from that perspective. See what the reality, like you are moving forward. And then the final card is take time for yourself, and it's a tulip. So it's about enjoying relaxation, activities that nurture your soul. Now, most of the other signs are getting like go out with friends, do things with friends. And this is a Gemini thing to be, you know, communicating with people. That's something that's very natural for you, that you thrive on, is intellectual stimulation and other people and groups and siblings and, you know, all of this stuff. But the message I'm getting for you, Geminis, for this month, and anyways, and probably I would guess for the next month as well, for August, because there's another eclipse that happens in that month. What the guides are saying for you, rather than, you know, go find people and communicate, it's kind of telling you to take a break from people, to, you know, take care of yourself, listen to what you need, be your own best friend. That's kind of the message I'm getting for you guys. I hope that that helped you for the month of July. Come back again in August and check out my videos, share my videos, and don't forget to subscribe. If you do want a more personal reading, because remember, this is a general reading, it is not specific to you. So if you want something for you, you can contact me through the information below. Take care and have a good one.